welcome. Hey, I see you, Jerome. Yes. Hey, Stephanie. Come on, fam. Yes. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Craig Smith. Hey, family. Yes. Come on into the room, kids. I'm gonna let this music play a little bit while you guys dine on these photos of my guest today. Yes! From Rwanda? Oh my God. Yes, Rebecca. Yes. Doing great things with Mind Leaps. Absolutely. Look at my guest, y'all. Come on. Yes, Jerome Jordan. Come on. Come on. Just beautiful. Look at this man. Look at this man, y'all. That's a man, baby. Come on, beard. Yes. Oh my God. Hey guys. I want to come to Rwanda. I do. You're doing great work, Rebecca. I want to come and be a part of all of it. I really do. I do. Look at Jerome. You guys, y'all understand. Okay. Let me give you a throwback. Come on. Come on. Yes, Jerome Jordan, y'all. Come on. Right? How are you guys? And of course, I've had my amazing moments with Jerome. Yes, come on up in here. Oh. Hey, Addison. Are you in New York, Addison? Where are you? Yes. Happy Friday. Ow, ow. Yes. Hey, peoples. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let me turn this down just a smidge. So don't forget the tabletops. Oh, I got tabletops. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Craig Smith. Oh, okay, Addison. Yeah, so when you're back in New York, please let me know. Hey, guys. So welcome and happy Friday. I know I saved a picture here somewhere with with Jerome on the table. I think this might have been from a Sugar Bush show. Let me double check, but it may be. But doing the leg up. Come on, Jerome, as only Jerome Jordan can. So I hope you guys are great. Let me just come out of here for a second and I will go back in. But I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. Listen, it was a week. And I'll get into it in a second, but because I want to share this story with Jerome on camera, but it has been a week. So, well, one of the things that happened this week is I got a wisdom tooth pulled. Okay. So I was drugged up last night, kids. Okay. I think my face, the swelling has gone down a little bit, but, I'm just glad I have insurance and I can get it taken care of. So anyway, I hope you guys are great. I hope you're having a great week. We had that crazy one warm day here in New York this past week, and already kids are ready to be out and about in these streets. I mean, Washington Heights, I was in Harlem, and people were everywhere. So I'm just saying, y'all, people have serious pandemic fatigue, and I get it. And I feel like, New York City is going to be litty lit. So so my guest today is my good dear friend Jerome Jordan, who I've known since the early 2000s, maybe before, but we'll clear that up when he gets on. But Jerome is an incredible musician, and I have had the opportunity to share the stage with him with my band Sugar Bush, and that's us at the Blue Note. I think that would have been my CD release show in 2013, 14. I'm not sure. It's been a minute, but I do miss my band. I miss rocking out with Jerome. He's just an incredible person, so generous, and so, just talented, just beyond talented. Wait, there's another great photo of the two of us just getting down and acting up. Okay, okay. That was at BAM Cafe, one of our last big band shows, 2016, and I gotta say, I miss it. I miss it terribly. But yeah, let me just pull up one of him solo so I can read his information. and tell you more about Jerome Jordan. Look at that face. Look at that beard. I can't wait to see this beard. So, Jerome Jordan, singer, songwriter, guitarist, musician, was born and raised in Brooklyn. He has played and sang with New York City powerhouse bands Funkface, Tamar-Kali, dannIGeeLive and Suga. Okay, thank you, Jerome. The Screaming Headless Torsos, Strawberry Acid Lab, EarthDriver, New York City hardcore band Puzzlehead featuring Ted Leo, Shelley, Nicole, Blakbushe, Nadia Davenport, Martin Luther, yes, Martin Luther, and more. Jerome has also played and sung with Island Def Jam American recording artist Saul Williams, Sony Independiente recording artist DJ Punk Rock, and Jive recording artist Mystikal, Atlanta artist Joi and GZA of the Wu Tang Clan. He has played guitar on recordings from Mary J. Blige, Brand New Heavies, Soul to Soul, Cleopatra, Big Pun, Ginuwine. You know I'm going to ask about Ginuwine. Mark Morrison, the Wu Tang Clan, Prez, and the list continues. Jerome Jordan's own music is an iconoclastic classic, posh post-punk, afrofuturistic noise, jazz, blues fusion that he is going to have to, of course, tell us about. And you can find after this, during this, whenever after, links to Jerome's music in the link tree in my bio. And so there's also a new project that he has, Black Yacht Rock Club. So we're going to hear about all of that as soon as I bring Jerome in. And I'm super excited because I really, really love this brother. But I have not seen him in person in a minute because, pandemic. But let's go see if I can find him and bring him in. Jerome. Let's see what happens. Oh, oh my goodness.
Hey!
Jerome!
How are you?
First of all, that beard.
There it is.
There it is, guys. Listen. Oh my God. First of all, can I just tell you how beautiful you are? You are just so, went through your Facebook page. I like going and finding photos of folks. And, I didn't actually have a baby photo that I didn't put up. I didn't want you to kill me. But your eyes, you have such beautiful eyes, Jerome. I can't. I just couldn't stop looking at your photos and just like, that's my friend. I know this person.
Because I'm a big goof, right? You don't get to see the beauty side of me. I'm a big goof in person.
Yeah, but
right?
You see your soulfulness. You see your soulfulness on stage always. And then you're singing, your independent projects. But but you really can see your love of life and just humanity through your eyes. Those big, beautiful chocolate brown. Just gorgeous. So,
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop salivating now. I'm gonna stop salivating. First of all, thank you for doing this. And how are you?
I am good. I am as good. I'm as good as I can be. And
right.
Everyone knows exactly what I mean when I say I'm as good as I can be. But I am. Which is really good.
Which is really good. Good.
It's really
so
good.
Thank you for taking all my emails and instructions, and I hope that all made sense on how to do this.
I needed them. I needed them. When you started seeing me get on social media is when the pandemic hit, right? So
right.
So I got on. I have no clue what's really happening. I don't know. It's the age thing. Maybe.
Right. Well, you're doing great though, because you have several pages. I saw your YouTube account. I saw you've had SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
And you get your iTunes and all of this. So that's great. And listen. I know social media for a lot of people can feel like a whole full-time job, and you really have to really be into it, to really work. And I enjoy it. To me, it's like performance art. I don't get to be on stage that much anymore performing. So for me, doing this and other things for me is my way of still performing. And so someone just said, the man, the myth, the legend. Come on, Jamie Rivers music.
I'm supposed to be talking to you. But I was on another meeting. I'm giving excuses to people in the chat, by the way. This has been my life for the past 2 years, giving excuses on why I haven't spoken to people or texting them back.
Oh, no. You shouldn't have to do that because people know, like you said before, people know what's going on. And come on. So I'm trying to remember, the last time we saw each other in person. I couldn't even remember.
I have no clear memory.
Right.
I have no clear memory.
because you didn't do my last Sugar Bush show because Tom jumped in.
Yeah.
Our baby Tom. Right, Tom, little
I
baby.
got this Tom a few months ago.
Tom.
I got to
So yeah, I can't remember, but then I was trying to remember when we actually met. Now I do remember seeing you.
Okay.
With Tamar-Kali early on, like before we sort of like became friendlier.
Yeah.
And just, you know, being amazed. First of all, Tamar-Kali.
First of all.
Right. And when did you start playing? So Tamar-Kali, if you guys do not know, is a force to be reckoned with. She's a force of nature. If you've never seen her perform live, when she gets back out there again, you really need to do yourself the favor and get your wigs blown off. So when did you first start?
That there might be some rocking happening. There may be some rocking.
I hope so. I hope so. I miss seeing her live. But when did you start working with Tamar-Kali?
Oh Lord, this is such a am I giving dates here? Because that's gonna reveal all.
roundabout. Yeah.
No, so I got out of college. I had to, we say all the time, I met her on a curb. I met her on a street corner outside of a punk rock show, outside of a hardcore punk rock show. I was directed to that crowd through a high school friend. And I just got out of college. So when I came back to New York, this is like 92 or something like that. So when I came back to New York, I was like, yeah, what's up? And so I went to the show at the advice of a friend, and and there she was, and we just happened to be sitting next to each other. We talked about our southern roots, which she's much closer to than I am, but I have southern roots, let me tell you. And my family's from South Carolina, hers are from the Gull Islands, of course. So we started talking about that, and that was a bonding moment in Brooklyn.
I love it.
On the street corner in '92, and
wow.
And
just like that.
Just like that.
So my Tamar-Kali story is I had left Ailey by this point. I was wandering around New York. I had just gotten my apartment over on Riverside Drive when I moved back after going home for a minute just to get my mind right. And I was living on 157th and Riverside. I had no money. And I was like, what am I going to, I was just kind of starting to dabble in my own music and I needed inspiration, but I had no money. And I got Time Out magazine.
No money.
Okay. I got Time Out magazine. And there was, I've told her this story too. There was a show happening at the Cooler that she was headlining. It was a free show.
Many memories. Yeah.
Yeah, free show. And I guess it might have been part of, it was a Sister Girl Riot that they had. There was Girl Riot, but then there was Sister Girl Riot, and there was a whole thing with that. Yeah. So she was headlining. And I remember sitting there in the Cooler, just dark, dank little club, right down, and used to be in the meatpacking district on 14th Street. And I'm just sitting there watching everybody, but then she came out, baby. That was it. And then fast forward, by this point, maybe like a year later, I joined the late great Greg Tate's band, Medusa. And we got an opportunity to go to the Black Arts Festival, the National Black Arts Festival in Atlanta. And she came as a guest artist. Vernon Reed was conducting and all this. She came as a guest artist, and I was like, oh my God, that's that woman. Oh. And so she's looking at me. She heard that I was a dancer because Tamar-Kali can dance, honey. She dances, right?
Yeah.
And she, the night we got there, she knocked on my door. And she was, she was having some relationship stuff, but she just felt like I was the person to talk to for some reason. She came into my room and laid across the bed crying. And it was just like, what? So, I mean, all to say, this whole family of us is just so incredible, and how we've just all, interlaced and played with each other, in each other's bands. And it's just been an incredible journey. But as with everything, I always love, because we know each other, but we don't know everything about each other, obviously. So right. I don't know about your beginnings. I mean, born and raised in Brooklyn, but what were your familial beginnings? Like you just said, your dad was in South Carolina. I never knew that. So tell me more about that.
Well, that's all a fib because I actually transversed down from Saturn, and there was a no. They so well the beginnings. Well, my mom is from. I really just my mom's family is the one is the one I always trace back to. My mom, grandmother was from. Well, my mom was born in a small town called Lone Star, South Carolina. That I don't even know if it's on a map anymore, but a few years ago, my mom sent me a link to some, when the internet was fresh for her, she was like on it, searching for things, and she was searching for the right things. I was looking at like stupid things like babies dancing, and she found Lone Star and sent it to and it's somewhere near, I'm going to remember, but Lone Star, it's near the coast. It's near the coast.
Okay.
And so that's where my mom's family's from.
Okay.
My dad's family, I got to find out more. My dad, we left my dad when I was 6. So my mom was like, she was through. My mom, you know, I learned a lot from my mom. My mom passed like in 2019. I don't know how many years then. And I realized how much, you know, I still gain to learn from my mom and some of the stories past. But one thing she could not take, me and my sister would joke that we might see her on you know, some website fighting somebody on the street. So like what's that, World Star? We don't see our mom on World Star because she doesn't take much mess. So
Okay.
I think that's how I've learned to be patient and calm, because I had, you know, when you have a protector who doesn't take mess, right? What do? You just chill out. So, and then I tend to associate with people who don't take, with other women who don't take mess. I don't know, like you.
Oh my God, it's so crazy to say that, because I have on, I can see this, my Black woman superhero T-shirt, and I had one in green, and this is now, I got the red one. I just ordered it from this company, Black Power Tees. And I wanted to get your reaction to this when you came on the screen, because earlier this week, I've been, you know, since the pandemic, I've been doing a much more like virtual hosting, which has led to in-person hosting of things, which I really enjoy doing. And this past week, I was invited to do a post-performance curtain talk with this company from Colombia, Cinco for Dan Zafro, at the Joyce in Chelsea. And I was all nervous. I wanted to get my game right, you know, because they were going to have a translator, and the work they were presenting was a piece, you know, battling stereotypes and racism, the exoticized, I can't say this word, over exoticizing Black bodies, you know, all these things. And of course, oppression and white supremacy, right? Beautiful conversation afterwards, and the artistic director was wonderful. And the piece itself, there were moments that there's live musicians on stage, they're speaking and talking, of course, in Spanish. This is wonderful. So the conversation went a little long, and because everything had to be translated and then back and forth, so I did go a little over time, but I literally at the end had time for one question from the stage manager. It was like, so I said, okay, I got time for one question. Who wants to ask a question? This woman puts her hand up, right? So I'm like, all right, you go. Sorry, it was a white lady. This white woman, she starts talking, and she's like, well, I've studied languages all my life, and I really, so I know languages, and I love French, but this was in Spanish, and I really couldn't understand what they were saying, and couldn't the singers have sung in English? And when I tell you, that audience was like, it was almost like what was that? Was it Crooklyn? Anyway, when the kids are always like, right? And it's like everyone in the audience seemed to go like, Miss Thing, really? And right, so really? the artistic director, because he couldn't understand her in the moment, he just looked at me because he could tell she was saying something that the audience didn't like. So he looked at the translator. When she told him, he leaned in his seat forward and basically told her in his language, his beautiful language, that my language needs to be heard everywhere. It should be allowed to be heard everywhere. And we don't have to ask permission to speak our language when we want to. And I do not want to live in a homogenized society. So then, of course, the translator said it, and the audience was like, "No, that's right." It was like, "Are you kidding?" And so she tried to start to clap back at him, the visiting artist. And at that point, I stood up with my microphone, and that concludes the evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't take any mess.
Right? I mean, the exact reason, like I was saying to, the artists and friends, like, she really illuminated exactly why we need works like this. Yeah. Like, in that moment, she was like the typical ugly American that only wants to hear English. Like, are you serious? And so the curtain comes down. I'm behind the curtain with the artist, and they're just like, oh, oh. So whatever. We laughed it all. We hugged it out, took pictures. I leave to go out from the stage door. She's in the lobby. She wasn't done with me. Jerome. So she comes up to me and has her finger in my face, all accusatory, accosting me to let me know that she didn't appreciate, that I ran out of time, but I should know better, and you're doing the audience You're doing the audience a disservice, and la 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 la. You should know how much time you have. You guys do this every week. I was like, first of all, I grabbed her hand. I tasted her finger. I was like, I mean, she's really lucky. All the Southwest Philly didn't come out of me in that moment. She's really, but I'm thinking, okay.
She don't know.
She don't know.
She don't know.
I'm like, I'm representing myself. I'm representing this theater. I'm their guest. But at the same time, no Miss Thing. So I put her hand down, and I was like, first of all, I don't work for the Joyce, number one. Well, who do you work for? Ain't none of your business. Like, are you serious? But the fact that she was demanding answers, it reminds me of these people that when they see a Black person going into an apartment building and they don't recognize them, they're demanding to know, do you live here? It's that shit. And so I just had to walk away from her. And then at one point she was like, I mean, I did enjoy it, but I was like, we're going to stay in that realm. We're going to stay in the realm of you enjoyed it.
Right.
The Spanish, I was like, Miss Thing, I don't speak Spanish either, but I got the message. I got the message. And I'm walking up the steps, and I get outside. I was literally like this. Like, it really affected me. And I'm hugging my friends, and she tried to come up behind me to say some more. But I just kept my back. I just kept turning. Because I could, and then she walked off. And of course, I had to then the next morning make sure I emailed the theater. I let them know what happened. Because I didn't want her to, get ahead of me and say, your interviewer, I had enough, first of all, I had enough witnesses. Number one, my boyfriend was standing right there. He was like, uh-oh. We were about to scrap up in this lobby. Choice. But,
Yeah. It's a shame you had to waste any time and energy to deal with this question that seems that the question in itself is just out of place with what the program is. So it seems like it was like, it's times like this where you start, is that a purposefully, like, you're just asking that question just to waste time? And because, time is valuable, time is money,
Right.
Right. And part of the disenfranchisement is the time wasted.
It's time wasted. And so you were talking about your mom. I mean, I got, all my strength from my mom. I talk about my mom a lot. My mom is my heart. And, she doesn't take any mess. And I'm so glad I grew up with her. And so you bringing that up, I got to tell you, I wanted to tell you this story on camera because, things that we've had to deal with in our careers. And I didn't realize you went to Cornell University. So in your...
Me and Jabril.
Huh?
Me and
really?
Jabril. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we played together.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
awesome.
Jabril. That's secret. Yeah.
Wait, this is a question to Stephanie. Our girl Stephanie's watching. Like, why was she there? Didn't she know what the conversation would be and who would be presenting? Yes, of course, right?
Right. I mean,
it's not like on the marquee. Even if it did say on the marquee, like, I don't know, New York Ballet, whatever it is. It says St. Confidence Afro. It was clearly...
Here's a question. Does she seem sane? Does she seem sane? Like, I mean, I'm not pick. You know, I've dealt with in the realm of the mental health, so I shouldn't put it on that. But then, you know, sometimes, you know, people leave the house without taking proper meds, or taking too many meds, scripted meds, or they're just not, and they're out to agitate, or maybe she's, and the reason I asked the question, because maybe she's there, you know, if she's completely within her right mind and chemically strict, then she's just there to agitate and not help, and not discussion. Because as Stephanie said, if the program, it's, you know, I'm a musician, so language is very important. Like, just languages that I don't necessarily understand are very important for me to hear and to appreciate life, the whole earth, you know. And so I'm walking through neighborhoods, and if I'm walking through Jackson Heights, and I hear Udo, I hear like Spanish, you know, Vietnamese, whatever.
Yes.
It's important for my brain to there's a language. I understand the intent. I understand the emotion. I understand. One time I was in Brazil. On my birthday on a boat in Búzios, and I was drinking caipirinhas. I was just talking to, and I don't speak Portuguese, but I was talking to, this was years ago, this is like 2000, and I was, and this woman next to me was just handing me caipirinhas and talking to me in Portuguese, and it may have been the caipirinhas, but I understood, I felt like I understood every word, right? And then I was just like, I'm understanding, I'm getting this.
Right.
And then also I didn't have to understand, but I would love to understand. I tried to understand the language before going. I was trying to speak. People were trying to speak with me. They were patient. And it was a beautiful thing. I learned so much. I gained so much from just being exposed to something.
Absolutely.
And then I almost drowned that day. But that's,
oh,
you
no!
know what? Yeah, well, I think it was her kids. She had kids. They were diving over the edge of this boat. And I love water. I'm an Aquarius. My birthday's tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm getting old. Look at this. That's what I'm trying to show people. Whatever. You
are beautiful and seasoned and fabulous. You know, I don't know what the birthday is, but look, own it and claim it. You're beautiful.
Thank you. You're beautiful too.
Thank you.
So I jumped over. So her kids were jumping over, and I was like, "It's my birthday. I'm in Brazil. You know, the water's beautiful. Let me just try to take a swim. I learned how to swim. You have to learn how to swim to get out of Corona." So I jump, and then I feel myself being like pulled towards the engine of this boat, and I'm like, I have no control. I'm like,
no!
What's going on? And then I'm like, it's my birthday. It's a beautiful day. I've done a lot. This is it. I was ready.
You have resigned yourself. This is the moment.
This is it. I was like, this is a beautiful
I'm gonna go drunk on caipirinhas in beautiful Brazil.
In the middle of the other, and then don't you know, something grabbed my waist. Somebody grabbed my waist, swam me up, and pushed my stupid behind up back onto the boat. And I hear the same voice in Portuguese. That woman saved my life. She saved my life, handing me the caipirinhas. I don't know. I guess she liked our conversation. She had to go fight. She went and found me.
You know, that's the thing, when you give over to just, you know, humanity, and it could be a small thing, like small thing. We're like, oh, I love this conversation. You know, my laundromat across the street, right? I'm not sure the ethnicity, but they don't speak much English. I mean, enough to say, can I get some quarters and whatever, you know. But I speak to them every time, and you know, when I'm leaving, even though they haven't put the laundry in the thing for me, but I thank them because it's their business, and they keep it really great, and they're very, you know, whatever. They help you if the cord gets stuck. But I'm done. Thank you. And we had this, you know, very simple exchange. And then it was one day I went over there like a week or two ago, and I don't know, I didn't have enough laundry detergent or something, whatever it was. And she just came over and she just gave me a bunch of detergent. But it's just recognizing each other's humanity. It's so basic. So
basic.
I spent more time on this woman that maybe she had some illness. I don't know. But if it's racism, to me, that's an illness. And so, yeah, she's sick. So, going back to you, though, I really, really, really want to understand, especially after seeing your baby picture. I mean, you're maybe like 5 in this picture on your Facebook page. But I want to understand, like, little Jerome, like, your inspirations, how you stepped into music, how you knew guitar was the thing. Like, I really need to understand how that all became a thing.
Okay, that's such a story. Well, you know, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take it back a little bit and come up quickly. I'm gonna take it back to. Well, I try to turn off notifications. I hope it's whatever. So so my mom and family came up from South Carolina. You know, I'm part of the migration. You know, the Great Migration to New York, to Bed-Stuy, to Dean and Franklin. Dean and Franklin is like the start of our New York experience in the 50s. They came up in the 50s. You know, I had cousins. All my cousins are cool. My whole family, a bunch of cool people. I'm trying to just keep up and stay as cool. They're all beautiful. They're all so that's my whole family experience. But you know, and am I playing drums in that photo, or am I just standing around? I don't know.
It looks like a school picture.
Okay, yeah, it was like one of those post pictures. So yeah, you know, I was in you know, my mom had me on Dean Street, right? She was on Dean and Franklin. I mean, not in the place, but that's where she was, living with my grandma at the time. But I remember coming up in the Red Hook projects. That's where, you know, I lived with my mom and my dad and my sister. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. And I forgot who it was. My dad. I feel like my mom is very musical. My mom wrote poetry. She sang a lot. You know, I remember when we left our father, when we left our dad, you know, she was like, we don't have time to grab much. All right, it's one of those situations. We don't have time to grab much, but she grabbed songs in the key of life. That was one thing she had to make sure. Right. We didn't have clothes.
Yeah.
We had songs in the key of life and a couple of others. She's like, the rest of these albums I'm gonna get. So music was very important. You know, my dad was also musical too. My dad was musical. He developed drinking and some mental health issues, and it just didn't work out between my mom and my dad, as you can see. She upped and left because she don't take any.
Same here. Yeah. I mean, I was 2, but my mom was like, yeah, we're out.
Yeah. There was about to be, I mean, she's like, I'm not going to get it. Yeah. So she got out. She grabbed us, and we had to leave a bunch of things. But when the times were getting, when she was making those decisions, and I think I'm realizing this later, is that she was just making decisions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get up and go. We play soul music. We play soul in the house, on records, on that big hi-fi, you know, those big wooden hi-fis with the felt speakers in the front. They're all one. You got the 45.
The cabinet.
The cabinet. Thank you. The whole cabinet. So yeah, the cabinet. You know, so you know, she put on, you know, music that touched your emotions, music that spoke to you, music that kind of helped your brain figure out, you know, right and wrong, literally, like art and art, you know, left and right, you know, up and down. You know, music is a spatial affair. Like most arts, it's about space, it's about time. It's about finding your way home harmonically, liminal spaces and subliminal spaces. So I kind of got that idea about music from just listening to my mom, a bunch of stuff. Joy, you know, she was finding a new life, getting rid of old, changing things, trying to go back to school, all these things. And there was always some soul, funky music, rock music. You know, I remember she said she likes Herman's Hermits, you know, in addition to Stevie Wonder. It's just like a wide variety.
Yes.
And then my sister came into the mix, and she had you know, she's a little older than me, so she was a teenager before so she got to experience like hip hop while she was kind of a teen. Like the start of hip hop happened when she was a teen, and I was coming up like hip hop, rock, and hip hop were kind of the things that she introduced me. She introduced me to punk rock. I think she had a boyfriend at the time.
Really?
A Clash. Yeah. It's my sister, and my mom. My mom introduced me to all music that is cool, that I should know, even if I doubted her at the time. It was wrong. And then my sister introduced me to to hip hop, punk rock. I mean, she brought home a Clash record. She brought home the Magnificent Seven by the Clash, and I was like, "Well, this is funky," and all kinds of things, you know. So
Yeah.
So my general love for music, and then I was like, well, you know, I like to take ideas to the fullest extent. So I started getting weirder, and then and getting weirder and weirder with the musical choices. I was listening to like goth, like Bauhaus, which is not that weird, but it was getting weird. You know, it was like, you know, whatever. So then my mom was like, she's trying to bring me back. So she tried to bring some albums into the house, some jazz records, to get me back on a more respectable, I guess, path.
Right.
But she got me some crazy records. She got me John McLaughlin's Electric Guitarist, and I mean, it's jazz, it's traditional, but that's a wild, free-thinking, methodical person. So, you know, so that just opened up my jazz, you know. So yeah, so that's what
And so when did you first pick up the guitar?
Okay. Oh yeah. Somehow there's a drum kit in our. One Christmas, I think, you know, you just got a, you know, cheap drum kit. I think it was my sister's and not mine, but we'd both be on it trying to get some rhythms, and since then I was like, I needed a keyboard. I tried to get a little electric keyboard that you find in the '80s, I went to Philippa Schuyler School, middle school for the gifted and the talented. You know,
come on, gifted and talented.
Yes. High school pride. I was in this orchestra. I was like, well, let me just start taking some instruments. I want to learn how to play. I want to be like, you know, Paganini up in here. I want to make deals with the devil and win. I want to play that violin and win. And my deals with, as I communicate with Eshu or whoever it is that I, you know, is not the devil. Right. You know, if you don't believe it. So I'm taking, you know, violin. So I'm like, the instrument I take is viola because I'm like, that'll be a little. So I'm learning viola, some violin, and but there's a guitar class in the school, and you know, before I graduated from this school, I had a teacher, Miss Virginia. She was a teacher, homeroom teacher. She kept us in the same room for years because I think we bugged her like kids, so she began to think of us like kids.
Right.
English, math. She taught us, but one day I was just there looking at it. I was playing around with this guitar, and she's like, "You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Take it home. Nobody's gonna miss this guitar." So
we have Miss Virginia to thank for you
and
killing it.
I told her, so she came to a gig. I was doing these when I was running around trying to do a bunch of things. I did these wild. Yeah, this guitar is on my wall. I don't know if you can see this mirror back there, but that's the guitar. That's my first guitar in the mirror. Reflecting.
No, oh really, down there? Oh my gosh!
It's in that mirror reflection.
That's the guitar from Miss Virginia.
Yeah, that's the guitar from Miss Virginia from Philippa Schuyler.
Oh, Miss Virginia, thank you, Miss Virginia.
And oh yeah, Shell Virginia. She actually came to see me in a show. I was doing these shows at it was someplace in the Lower East Side. I'm trying to remember where it was. And I had a friend that was doing shows, and she was gracious enough to let me do like a regular thing. I was where Shindig came through, and big things. People were coming through. Storm came through. We did Who Do You Love?
Storm.
And, you know, I should have spent more time, you know, building that. But I didn't know what I was running around.
No, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. You know.
Yeah.
All that I should have, and you know,
yeah. So South Virginia, she came to the show like years later, and I told her
that is so crazy. You know, I need to ask you about because so my boyfriend John knows all about your punk background, by the way, and he was like, asked you all about Puzzlehead. I was like, huh? So tell me about Puzzlehead. I actually found. I didn't download the picture, but there's a photo of your band, the Puzzlehead, and you're so young. I was like, look at you. Tell me about playing with Puzzlehead.
Yeah, Puzzlehead. Product 19, Puzzlehead. So, and that's my high school school experience. That's coming straight out
Oh,
of high
wow.
school. My friend Zach, who I need to, by the way. So I hope none of them are on, because they're like, "Why are you talking about me? You haven't spoken to me." So I had my friend Zach started this band called Product 19. We're just hanging out, listening to, exchanging music, listening to Prince and hardcore punk rock. That's what we did. We listened to Prince and hardcore punk rock. Agnostic Fronts, from back in the day. I'm trying to remember these other bands, bands that we play. Oh God, there's so many bands,
Yeah.
and I'm remembering the names and faces and people. But yeah, straight out of high school, we started with a bass player who was from our high school, and his brother was a cop, and he played drums at first. We had a cop drummer.
Come on, cop.
When did Brian join? I feel like that didn't happen then. So we had a couple of changes. We had to the cop would get angry and throw things around the rehearsal studio. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there was a hostility issue right then and there, right? And we had to just kind of like, break the band apart silently, because we didn't want to perform as this other band called Puzzlehead. So we were Product 19 because I think we were all 19 years old at that point.
God.
Yeah, and then we became Puzzlehead, and Puzzlehead, Zach, we had Ted Leo on bass, who's Ted Leo and the Pharmacist for a while, Anthony Champa on bass, at one point, Brian McGee, who I was like, I'm not going to play guitar with this guy around.
Oh, wow.
One of the first masterful shredders that I ever got to play with. Like, plunk, 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 plunk rock, plunk rock. Plunk, plunk, plunk. I'm saying, I'm going to shred with you. But, so it was like rhythm, lead. My friend Zach was on vocals. Yeah. And that's what we did. We played punk rock. We try to throw twists in there every so often. We try to have some soul singing over it. So every so often, me and Zach up and do some ska. We always wanted. That's the reason why we called it Puzzlehead. It was a mixture of different people. We wanted to include some different styles. Like, everybody does that. And then, but in the category.
No, I love that. And so, what was your first? I mean, obviously, then you started meeting folks on the scene, but I mean, what do you feel was your first real, like professional paid situation? Like, what was the first time you made money, a little bit of money, playing guitar, like as a musician?
I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember the first time making any sort of that. I was like, yeah, money. But, it's something that just, it starts happening and it starts trickling. I think in the beginning, you're like, okay, whatever, that's good. Lucky. You get some money, you can get home that night. And
I know, right?
It's all, maybe
I don't know how many gigs I did with folks. I ain't gonna name no names, but I didn't even get paid. I was just so happy to be on the scene, especially after dancing and all that tragedy. But I was just so happy to be in the mix with people,
Right.
Have my little day gigs. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty much right out of college, I was working at Schomburg Center. So I was kind of like,
really?
I was doing Schomburg Center. I was like kind of producing events and doing this music thing at the same time. And events would go late. I would run out of it. But so yeah, I'm trying to think of how you just start playing more and more gigs. At some point, I was playing gigs in college. I played Carnegie Hall because I was in the Brooklyn Borough Light Orchestra. It wasn't paid, but it's just, it's like viola at Carnegie Hall, right? Brooklyn Borough Light, representing Brooklyn. What else? Just this milestones. But then, I don't know. I started playing with Funkface. We played a bunch of, we toured.
Yes, Funkface. Come on.
I started playing with Tamar-Kali first. First, we were doing a thing together, and then she was singing backup for Funkface, or she was singing with Funkface. I don't know how and then at some point she's like, I'm going to do my thing.
Yes.
And it switched, right? It switched when we were playing. We were writing songs together. She goes, she has stuff to express. She goes, I'm going to write songs. Do you want to play with me? And be part, right? she's like, you just got to get out of Funkface, get out a couple of things. And then she goes, but you know what? And then I think their other guitar player was getting ready to go to California. So she was like, here, join Funkface. Like, basically, she left and pushed me in there. She's like, yeah, you can sing and play guitar. They'll love you. Crazy guys, you're crazy. And so, and she's right. She was right. We had a lot of fun. But so, yeah, so that's how I got into Funkface and touring with Funkface and a bunch of other bands, Saul Williams. So at some point, you know, people started getting serious and more money started trickling in.
I mean, that's what happens on this scene, right? Like, you know, people just start seeing you playing with other people. And, you know, a lot of these bands aren't really touring yet. And then it's like, well, if you got some time, you want to play with me, you know, and all this becomes very incestuous. Right? Everybody is, you're like, doesn't he play with so-and-so? But why do I see him over here with so-and-so? Doesn't she sing with so-and-so? Oh, you sing with them too? So you're just working. You're just in the scene, right?
Right, working. I remember playing CBGB.
I feel like a lot of that, I mean, even before the pandemic, I feel like we were losing some of that.
I feel like there's always steps. But I remember when the World Trade Center came down, a big portion of that was kind of lost, and then it became a whole kind of other scene. And then that started getting lost to just whatever happens to cities, New York City. You know, live music, the arts. I remember playing live music shows. I remember playing a show at pianos, and these women people walked in, and they were like, oh God, there's live music in there. Let's get out. They were so frightened by live music.
You see that, you know, first of all, that shit. Hey, Bonafide Rojas. So I remember, I don't know if you were on that gig or not, but it was at, oh my God, remember the old Bag It In, right? On Bleecker, West 3rd Street. Wait, or Bleecker, either way, the Bag It In. And I'm up there, and this group of people come in, and they literally sit, Stephanie might remember this, right at the edge of the stage. And this chick just starts talking. Oh my God. Like, I'm not some quintet in the corner just playing some instrumental shit. I'm actually up here performing. And so I stopped singing, and the way the stage is below the seating was below the stage, I just stood over the table and waited for her to shut up until she realized, because her back was to me. And the people that could see me were like, like, and when she finally turned around, I was like, are you finished? Like, are you finished? And the band just kept vamping. But it's like, these are kind of people that, you know, don't come. Don't come.
Don't come. Yeah. No. I remember
you talk the whole time, or the whole time we're taking pictures. You don't even know what's happening. Why are you there? And that whole thing of just being there just to be there and be on the scene, but you're not actually really there to appreciate the music and give the artist some respect. Oh, it's nauseating. It's nauseating.
There are places to go just to be scenesters, but I think, you know, we just want to, you know, if it's we just want people to enjoy, and they enjoy the music better when the person beside them is not chit-chatting, and especially if you're right in front of the stage.
I mean, she was right there. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, her voice was picking up into the microphone. I was like, come on. But wait a minute. So, you know, I got to ask you about all these people that you have worked with. I didn't even realize some of these people. First of all, Martin Luther. Ooh.
That was years ago. You know, you said a bio. I haven't pulled out a bio. And yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I feel like I keep pulling out the same bio, so I have to update this bio, which I didn't do.
But this was great to see. I mean, Ginuwine. When did you play with Ginuwine?
So I was playing with Brooklyn Funk production company called Brooklyn Funk, East Bay, Brother East Bay, and years ago. And my friend Greg Amani, I don't know if he's a bass player. He's a wonderful human being and a better bass player. And we the three of us would get together, and he'd be commissioned to do remixes. So we never got to meet the artists.
Oh.
And entire albums. We did an entire, I don't know if we did the entire album. We did a couple of songs for Return of the Mac guy. What's his name? Mark Morrison.
Oh. Right.
We did a couple of tracks on this Mark Morrison. Not his hit. We did on his album called, he had a song called Black Stabbers, which I think is the funniest name I've ever heard. And the song is funny. I'm sorry if anybody's a Mark Morrison fan, but I'm gonna do a little. And the song title was like Black Stabbers. He sounded like Ethel Merman. But I'm doing a tangent. Black Stabbers. He said,
okay, yeah,
okay. For some reason,
I love it.
It's very Ethel Merman. So yeah, so this is with that production company. So we work in Brooklyn. We work in a basement in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy, Bushwick, Brooklyn, and just crank out like just beats. He'd pull out some records, we'd sample, he'd hum some things, we create some things, and then we put it on a track and send it to them, and then they do remixes. So lots of the things were on like remixes, British remixes, some American, lots of work in England. And we work with some great people. We work with Cleopatra. Remember
right.
Cleopatra?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, I'm just looking over these and just, you know, I mean, Saul Williams, obviously we love and adore Saul Williams.
Yeah.
He's from the mix, you know.
Yeah, he's down with the crew. Funny Saul Williams stories, tour stories. I can't remember any right now, but I remember I do. A bus in Germany naked on a day. There was a time where if you dare me to do something, I would be like, let's see what happens. Let's see what life brings.
I mean, you have to have those moments in your life, right? Like, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
So in the middle of a German winter, running around the tour bus a couple of times. I think our tour manager hated us. But yeah, Saul, Mystikal, I played with because of Daddy-O. I got us me.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was through Shelley. Shelley connection. She got us working with Daddy-O, if I'm correct. And he brought us to do Fashionably Loud with Mystikal. We did a song, Mystikal and Pharrell. We did Shake It Fast, and we did
wow.
Been So Long with Nivea. 90s. I think it's 90s or early 2000s.
I love it. And so you and I, like, again, you know, we knew each other. We would see each other in the scene. Hey, how you doing? But it wasn't until, I don't even remember this, but it wasn't until we took that van up to Woodstock for Tom Lube's wedding, that 3-hour trip, and we sat and we talked in the back of that van, and you were like, wow. And I was like, wow. And it was like, we really got to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think it was soon thereafter that I approached you about, you know, sitting in with Blakbushe when Tom couldn't play or just whatever. And then the rest is best, you know. But that van ride, and first of all, that wedding was crazy. A lot happened at that wedding.
A lot happened at that wedding. A lot happened.
That will not be shared in this moment.
This moment is not for that. This moment is for a glass of wine or something. You know, it was a beautiful wedding. I was amazed. It was. The wedding itself was just like amazing, and just the planning of it. I'm to this day I talk about just and through the planning of it, Tom LeBay and family. Yeah, that's how we got to just kind of. It's funny because we're from the same scene, from the same area, but we really me and you got to bond a bit more. We got to hang out, and from there, but I've seen you playing live, and I'm always just like, you know, at the live shows, and yeah, Tom is there, you know, Shindig at some point, and his crew playing. So I'm taking away.
No, Tom was the first original member of Blakbushe.
Okay.
Well, with Trevor, my drummer, with Trevor Holder, but it was really Tom that came over to my apartment on Riverside, and because I never studied music. I didn't study theory. I just knew what I liked together, what sounds I liked together, and I knew chords. I knew how to play, but for myself, and it was really Tom that sat with me. Huh? Yeah.
I said, what more do you need?
I know, right? Well, you know, it was interesting. Some people that I would bring into the band in those early days would get very snotty about, well, that chord doesn't go into that chord. And I'd be like, why not? You know, and like, it's my music. I don't care. You know, what do you care?
Right.
But he really helped me just like with some like bridge stuff and transition stuff, and would help me work out certain things, or especially writing out the chords. you know, to be able to
Yeah.
teach other people the music. And just so we got to reconnect recently, Tom and I guess it was right after Greg Tate's passing. We met uptown, and
That's,
yeah. So the music is happening. You're doing things. Please tell me about, because I do want to ask about your beard. But before we get to the beard, tell me about this new project, the Black Yacht Rock Club.
okay, so let me tell you straight up from the it's not yacht rock music. So I'm a yacht rock. I know, right? Weird, right? I'm a yacht rock connoisseur. I don't know if anybody.
Oh my
knows.
God! So you and John need to really sit down, because he loves yacht rock, by the way.
I'm a yacht rock purist. I can't even have conversations with people about yacht rock because because people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, they'll play me something like Players Baby Come Back, and I'm like, that's not yacht rock, that's marina rock. It's close to
I don't even know. I have no idea. All I know is
it's got the sound and the feel of yacht rock, but not some of the core elements. Some of the complications, the complicated chords, some of the movements. It has to have some core members, which at some point it has to be members of. And by members, I also mean like producers. It extends to like the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, Kenny Loggins, my man Kenny Loggins, and who else? And Christopher Cross.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing is what we call ourselves Black Yacht Rock Club. It's a title that and most of this, yeah, I can say most of it, Entify put a lot of work into this. So when the pandemic happened, it's the GZA band. When the pandemic happened, GZA band, we played a show at Blue Note, I think, before the pandemic. And
I wanted to come to that show and I missed it. And then shit went south, like shit went crazy.
Yeah. I got a couple before that. I got one with Storm and then I went to see one at Lincoln Center, and then and even at the Lincoln Center one, people had hand sanitizers out. People
really.
Some people.
It was starting.
Center, but I saw. I'm not going over. I saw somebody perform at Lincoln Center, and it was kind of like, should we even be out type of thing, and then a couple of days later, all the city shut down.
Yeah.
But we, Enterprise. So when the pandemic hit, actually, everybody went through like emotional changes. They went through. Oh, my cousin's on here.
Who's your cousin?
I see my cousin Nadine. I know she's busy, so I don't know how long. I see Reese. Okay, I see people. So,
Reese.
Yeah. So so Black Yacht Rock. So he got on the phone, which I can it was hard to get me on the phone at that time. It was hard because lots of things were going down, and it's just lots of planning, activity, looking out for people, this and that, and regrouping and all kinds of things, and Entify got on the phone with a bunch of us and was like, we got to change some patterns, basically. He said, we're not, we're leaders in this. We got leaders. He gave me a speech. I was just like,
really? Entify.
Oh yeah, Entify.
Wow.
Drop some knowledge and then leave you, and then say something crazy. Was that the same brother that dropped all that knowledge who just said that crazy thing?
Yeah, right.
But I'm not confused. I'm just thinking deep. So he called.
Yeah.
So he called and he's like, we gotta do something. We are leaders, not sidemen, not sidemen with each other, not we're showing people what we do. We're leading. We're showing people how to do it. We're connecting generations. We're at the middle. We connect generations. We can past. We can bring up some young people. We could, we're in this middle spot. Our midlife crisis to how we're going to connect to either side of the generation. So Entify did a lot of, and his whole thing is like, we don't want to be victims of the industry and
okay.
And of world and of life. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Entify is an amazing musician himself, keyboardist, pianist, composer. He's played with Sugar a few times, and it is just amazing, like just amazing. And did one of my last final gigs a couple years ago, but just an incredible person. But to your point, you know, will drop knowledge and just be like, so what up, yo? I mean, just like, you're like, what? But
Right,
so yeah,
right. Right, so very deep, and then say something crazy. That's
yeah.
so he called me. He called Jabril, Ramsey, a couple other people on the scene. Lukman. He called. You know, I think him and Lukman actually came up with the name for another project that they were doing. So he worked out how, you know, and they agreed to let him use it for this. So he used Black Yacht Rock Club because what it, you know, what it symbolizes, and the yacht
Right.
is not on the water. I can say is dement. You know, the water yacht is traveling on, as I said, trying to reach from the past and bring to the future, trying to let people know. You know, there's a concept that he had about it, and I was like, you know, it's funny because I'm, you know, lately I've been taking these pictures of me enjoying the sun, is what it's been.
I've seen them. They're beautiful.
Feeling connected to the sun and the motions, to rhythm, vibrations, just the universe. I've been really connected to the universe. So I've been thinking about how music, what I do, in a lot of ways, is just a connection. It's just, you know, it's using what the world gives us to make some beauty with time and space.
Wait, say that again.
Space over time, just using what the universe gives us, the beauty of the universe, and just playing with it to kind of make more beauty. Right, the particles in the air, we vibrate them. You know, it's time and space. It's all that. So I was thinking about time and space and all that stuff, and making music and trying to get into like theoreticals, electrical engineering. I was trying to, you know, kind of feel what happens when the vibrations in the air is replicated by electrons, right, in your cable to your tubes or whatever, and it goes out, right? It goes to the air, and it becomes vibration, and it travels. Sound can travel all these different dimensions. So I was getting like Anthony Braxton, who's, I think his head is always full, and my head is during the pandemic. And he came where he said we got to imagine ourselves to be these brothers traveling through space. And time and dimensions. Oh, we're coming from another time. He'll tell me if I got this wrong. We're coming through another time and dimension where there was no slavery, where we were kind of, you know, we didn't have the fears, like, you know, we were the freedom to feel you know, it's so with Black Yacht Rock Club, and just for me with music in general, it's about me trying to find that ultimate freedom, you know, trying to find, as I said before, like my way home through like liminal spaces, like the subliminal spaces, you know, I think about it in traversing through the fifths, traversing through time and space, traversing uphill strings, stretching vocal cords, way to connect. I'm sorry, I got all spacey, but when he dropped that concept,
no, I love it.
I'm there with
I
you.
love it. You know, and even, you know, some of the singles that you've put out even before the pandemic, LOVE, I love that single. LOVE, love. I was playing it earlier today just to get ready. And what was the other one? I wrote it down. Where is it? Oh, Strong and Wrong. You know, but this, you know, you're and listening to your lyrics, and there's always, I feel like, you know, I could be wrong, but there's always this message of love behind them, and just, you know, being in the moment, the emotions of the moment, and being true to those emotions and recognizing those emotions, you know.
Yeah, I did.
Afraid of their emotions, you know, and I'm a person, as you know, you've known me long enough to know that my emotions are right here. The stuff I sing about, I'm like, listen, you break up with me, it's gonna end up in a song. You know me through like 4 boyfriends, Jerome. You have.
I have.
You know?
I have. It's been an interesting journey. through your life vicariously.
I mean, I remember even that BAM show. I literally had just broken up with the last one. Right before that, I was like, "Are you serious? Really? Right before Valentine's Day?" But that wasn't even that. That was like a 3-month little stint in my life. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I just love your vulnerability and your music. And what's the title of the new single that you just put out on your iTunes?
I've been kind of working. The last one, I can't say it's exactly new because I work slow. I'm slow. I'm a little lazy. Whatever. So but you talking about Super Love?
Yes.
Super Love.
Yes.
Yeah. I want people to listen to that before I put something else out. You know, I even officially put out Strong and Wrong. I think you have it. It's on SoundCloud, whatever. But I was like, I was gonna rework it and then try to put it out officially. But I was like, I'll let people listen to Super Love for
yeah, right.
Some sort of visual representation, because there's a lot in Super Love. There's a lot of layers. Listen to that, y'all. And lyrically, so it's funny because, you know, I think every song that I write, and it stops me sometimes. I try to become more vulnerable. I wish I could wear my emotions more on my sleeve. So I deal with emotions, and then I get poetic about it because the poetry kind of masks it a bit. So, but
metaphors.
Yeah, metaphors, all kinds of things. But if you can break the code, then you're in. You're fully in. You know everything. If you can break the code, if you can listen to the lyrics and see what, you know, maybe catch some double entendres, maybe catch some background vocals with some other takes on it, then you're in. You know, yeah. It's a lot. I have a lot of entendres, a lot of references that you know. People can ask if they find me on
if they really want to know. Yeah, and so you just had a show recently, right? Didn't you guys just perform recently?
Black Yak Rock Club? Yeah, we did. We were at Basquiat's Bottle. We had an opportunity.
We had
an opportunity to do a night at Basquiat's Bottle. We weren't exactly at the state we wanted to be at, but look, we played with each other for so long. Let's just get up there, have some fun, throw in some covers, invite some guests or whoever wants to come up, and we had the night. So we just kind of saw where we were at. We had some people who are not part of the GZA band previously, like Fear None, who's now part of the GZA band.
Fear None. Oh, right, because I reached out to you about Fear None, right? Oh, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, Fear None. I hope that worked out for him because he's
you know what? I never even followed up to find out if they ever reached out to him. The violinist Fear None guy. Someone contacted me because they wanted to find him to do a gig. But I don't know. Now that I'm remembering, I gotta find out if that worked out or not.
I think I'm gonna find out too. So Fear None, Justo Ontario, who's this young brother who raps and sings. I mean, I was like, they came to, you know, it was good because we're working distantly, right, to put some tracks together, which the track you put on the video, that, you know, I was trying to find ways to share these things. I'm like, why is this so difficult? Why? I'm so glad I was able to.
Well, I wanted to play it as you were coming on, but I get so nervous with Instagram and YouTube. They will shut your shit down if they feel like you don't have the rights to it. So I just stick with the same song until I can figure that out, you know?
Yeah.
But it's such a good song. It's groovy. It's awesome.
Yeah. A lot. I gotta say, you know, everyone's contributing, writing wise, production. Production is I think Entified, I would say, is behind production and just getting everyone together. But we got some bangers coming out. That one, we had so much fun playing that one live. Entified track, rhyming, singing. I think I see this Justin Ontario, as I said, young brother. We grabbed up. We have Anthony Burgess from Black Ivory. We have old school. I'm getting his first name because my brain is what I'm talking.
Yeah, cool. So when is the next show?
I don't know.
No, well, you'll let us know.
I looked online. I've seen people gigging. I'm like, people are gigging again. Let's get this. No, we got to find out. I think join Ramsey, who's part of this, who's part of Black Yacht Rock Club. Ramsey wrote some great songs for it. Ramsey's holding down drums. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a
Yeah,
Facebook page, right? I think it's a Facebook page. I think
there's a Facebook page. Oh, yeah, we have a Instagram page.
Oh, right. Yes. So
Yeah,
I can link that as well. So guys, if you want to find out when Black Yacht Rock Club is playing or to follow what's going on with this journey with this new super group, please go to Instagram and Facebook and follow not only Jerome but Black Yacht Rock Club.
Yacht, Funky Nomads, who, you know, whatever. It's a bunch of different. We're a lot of different things together. So Black Yacht Rock Club. It's some jams. There are some jams. I'm telling you.
I love it. And before I forget, I did want to touch on quickly. I mean, you're an educator. I mean, you're a teacher. Are you teaching right now?
I am. I'm working with teachers. I'm not teaching.
Okay.
I am. I'm teaching guitar lessons right now.
Mm-hmm.
People want guitar lessons. I got to get back to people who are asking for guitar lessons. But I do guitar lessons. I have a method. I have a special method if you want to play like weird guitar. But then and if you want to have a special type of relationship with your guitar, I can tell you about it if we speak. It's a relationship with intervals and fourths, thirds, and fifths, whatever. This is like all guitars, but it's a romantic relationship with fourths.
And they can reach you through Instagram is cool.
Sorry again? Oh yeah.
Right on Instagram or that's great.
But I've worked in education. I've done therapeutic kind of teaching in a high school, and now I'm working with teachers. Putting them into schools as you know, because I contacted you.
Oh, that's right. The dance teachers. Yeah. Did that ever work out? Did anyone ever get to you?
It kind of works out. It's funny because, opportunities open and close and things, it's a lot of trying to match perfect times and moments in it,
Yeah.
So it works.
So tell us about so pandemic life. We're in this pandemic life, and I've said this a lot. I've been so blessed to be able to keep employment, work from home all this time. John and I went on vacation literally and came back in 2020 March as things were just like shutting down. And I have not been back to my office since March 9th, 2020. So I've been doing all my summer staging and festival producing right from my kitchen. But I love it. I mean, I've been working remotely forever because even when I first started at the festival in 2007, I was still touring. And so all the things that I was booking was just over email. And so, I was kind of used to that already, but I've been enjoying it. I mean, even though it's because of an awful situation, but I've been enjoying working from home and just having that time to myself, having my coffee and all these things. But so tell us about, right? Well, I'm having a little rosé, but hold on.
How'd I know?
Tell us about the beer. This is beautiful. It's beautiful.
So the beer. I'm glad you connected it to the pandemic because it's totally connected to the pandemic. I'm just at home. I figure, when I used to do gigs, I would sing, for the money. I do for the money. I do these gigs with this disco band, right? And
that's right. Disco Electric. What was it called?
Electric Company.
Right. Yeah.
Electric Company. And it was fun. These are people just like Black Yacht Rock Club. It's all like members of Funkface. It's just people I know. We're just like, let's do this. We're playing together anyway. And to go on stage, I probably shaved down the beard, try to look as young as possible, whatever. But during the pandemic, it was like nobody's looking. And then nobody's looking. And then there's a mask, So I was like, I'm just not going to shave. I always have problems shaving anyway. Ingrown hairs.
Oh, really?
So people I always had the hair coming out. But But I always wanted to, Billy Ocean. I saw Billy Ocean one day on like some CBS show, like 2013, something a few years ago. And he was singing like Suddenly, and he had like all white dreads and a white beard. and he had a guitar, and I was like, that's beautiful. I want to look like this brother. So when I saw the white coming in, I love some Billy Ocean,
Yes.
nights, nights on there, so one of them nights feel like. I mean, B. Jeffrey Smith plays with
Yeah,
Ocean,
B. Jeff.
B. Jeff. So he's got so when I saw the white coming in, I was like, let me just let it go out. So one thing, my hair is, it's nappy hair, right? It's, and I have it in dreads. But when my hair goes to a certain length, suddenly it starts sticking out like Don King at certain spots. So it's
Right
here. My beard started growing out like a little like Don, like, you expect a full, but it's like lots of straight hairs. And as LaRonda pointed out, which I didn't even notice why people just like, it looks weird, because it kind of looks like it started out white and it's growing in black. But it's just, right? It kind of is growing. It's just white. It's just white at the bottom.
No, it's true. The white's on the bottom, and you would think it would be the opposite. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Right.
It's just black hair here and white hair there. And I kind of, I brush it up. In my home, I do different styles. Sometimes I have it. I try to do, what's the Poseidon look? With it coming out this way. Sometimes I try to do it straight down like but I think because it looks like a smile. I like,
it does. It looks like a smile. You look like that the cat from Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire Cat.
I am the Cheshire Cat. But
you are the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah. And
I love it.
You don't know that I am the Cheshire Cat, that I'm a great Cheshire Cat then, because I think some of the secretiveness and the sneakability is part of it. But it's a look. I like it.
Yeah.
It commands, I don't know what it commands. Birds.
No, but it's gorgeous, and it's so full and rich. It's rich. That's a rich beard. Like, it's a nice beard. They're trying this all, but no, that's a rich, full-on situation there. It's beautiful.
I've been fighting
so
life.
You said birthday, huh?
I said I've been fighting it my whole life, so I let it go free. Inspired by Eric Dolphy, Frederick Douglass, and people.
So do you have birthday plans tomorrow?
No.
Oh. Is it okay? Is it a good thing, or is it not so good? I'm sorry.
No, okay, so I have birthday plans. I got, I'm just too, sometimes I'm like, I'm an Aquarius, or Pisces. I don't know what I am. So I don't, planning is not my forte. So having birthday, my idea of a great birthday is to have a plan. So.
Oh, I hear you. I know people like that. Yeah.
So I kind of, but I am playing. I believe I got to get some information about it. I believe I'm playing a gig tomorrow. I'm playing somebody else's birthday party tomorrow.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, okay. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm playing. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I might just push my birthday to Sunday, and then while I'm playing the gig, I should be thinking about what I'm playing, but while I'm playing the gig, I'm going to be thinking about maybe some birthday plans, or
yeah,
or, something, some fried fish.
I feel like, especially after everything we've been through these 2 years, and birthdays, yes, but waking up, this sounds crazy, but waking up every day is like a birthday. It's like a gift anymore. Yeah. Even just like being on the train, and I just, just the things that we're seeing, and it breaks my heart, but at the same time it's terrifying. But, seeing some of the homelessness and the mental illness on the trains, and just being, how we get on the train, the subway, right? And back in the day, which was only 2 years ago, if you were on the train car by yourself, you'd be like, ooh, I got the whole train car to myself. You start singing, making noise because you're by yourself, right? Now I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing anybody else is getting on because I'm terrified. It's a whole new, it's a new world out here in these streets.
It's crazy. Yeah. I have discovered I'm mad that I spent so much of my life outside of my apartment. This pandemic has taught me that I am a homebody. I don't like leaving my apartment. And I discovered things. I discovered that you know, if you stand, like, yeah, I discovered the movements of the sun across the path of my, so I discovered how to work at the window and take down the top window. And I discovered this too. I read this someplace. I saw this on a YouTube. I've been educated by YouTube for the last year. That, you know, New York
YouTube University.
Right, YouTube University.
Yeah.
New York City, the heat, you know, when they talk about ghetto heat, the heat is so high because for the Spanish flu pandemic, the notion was to send up, and then you can open those top windows with support. That's what the radiators by the window, and you can get some sun without having to go out and about. So you know, I'm often naked in my apartment by the window, listening to birds, playing to birds, trying to get some sun, trying to commune with nature and
find naked.
Naked by the window. I was like, God, I hope nobody can see, because I can't see in other people's windows, so I'm assuming they can't see him. But I don't really. I'm like, if they don't want to look, you know, they don't have to look. They can go elsewhere.
Oh my God! I just think about farming, and you know, you and your corset and the thing and the hair and the glitter and the leg up and just so much fun. When did you start doing the leg up thing, the balancing act? It's fabulous, right?
You know, I have this habit, I think, of, and I have to change this because it bleeds into my life too much, where if it's not chaotic, then I don't feel like I'm doing a good job. Like, if it's not a challenge, so I'm playing, I'm just like, if I could possibly fall down and hurt myself, then this is going to be a fantastic job and fantastic moment for me. So, but it's about, you know, I also feel like music is about it's about, you know, movements of the muscles, but it's about making people move. It's all about movement. So I've always tried to involve a certain amount of movement. Now I'm trying to involve a little bit more stillness, you know, because it's both of those, you know, you need one and the other. So I'm trying to see where the stillness takes the small muscle move. But I know somewhere in the 90s, I just realized that I can do this. I think I was like just really into trying to, like, I was digging into legends. I was like looking at Chuck Berry. I was looking at all these legends on guitar, you know, Little Richard, all these people, you know, David Bowie, people who aren't afraid to just glitter and give show business.
It's show business.
Right? Show business.
I mean, that's why I miss it. I used to love just getting ready for my shows and transforming into Sugar Bush, like just transforming and picking the hair out and you know, that was all part of, even when I was dancing, I really enjoyed sitting at my dressing table, transforming. Yeah. The eyelashes, you know, getting the eyes just right. That's all part of it. You know, the show might start at 9 or 10 or whatever, but for the show for me starts at 6. When you're transforming right into that thing. Oh, I love that. I miss that.
It's so great. Yeah, dressing up, performing, putting on your good shoes, putting on that things you wouldn't wear in the street because it may be a little inconvenient, or maybe you don't want to grab so much attention.
Okay.
You know, but it's always been about, because of Parliament, because of Betty Davis, our sister Betty Davis, who was Fishbone, you know, coming on with Funkface. We used to wear our top drawers. We used to cut a hole in the crotch of underwear and wear the suits as. And then I used to have some pajama tops. So it was always some level of outrageousness. At some point, I was like, I have to be a bit more.
Yes.
Not wear the top drawers, but you know, you're supposed to look magical up there. And if you can't afford, like, I don't have a $13 billion laser show, let me just catch some light off some glitter. And let
me catch some light on this glitter on my chin. You know, absolutely, it's magic. That's the perfect way to describe that. It's like you're trying to, you know, create some magic. You are the magic, you know. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
sometimes you need, sometimes, you know, it's just a little bit of help with it, you know. Other times, you
Right.
know, I'm not afraid to just get up there and as I said, just stand there. Well, recently I had to perform with somebody, and Kiki, Sister Kiki. I love Kiki, Kiki Hawkins, and
Yeah.
and I played. It was two reasons, and she called me out for solo, and she's like, you know, Kiki will draw out all of your, you know, all of your talent, all of your performance.
Yo.
It's
Oh.
magical. Turn into something else and pull it out of you and bring it forth. And I was like, and I played a solo for 2 weeks. I played on the little kind of device I've been using. I was trying to do a sitar sound, so I don't want to move too much because I didn't have. But then I wanted to just kind of sit there and be in the moment and not think of anything else but the sound of it. So you know, and she was like, you know, she came to the Black Yacht Rock Club, and she was like, you know, I was hoping you'd come out and do all this, and I was like, yeah, I was kind of trapped, but also I was trying to be in the moment in a different way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you do need that show sometimes, you know, it's show business. And
Yeah.
we're artists with billions of millions of dollars of support, lighting, stage props, you know. I'm gonna do it old school. I'm gonna get up on a leg, get on a table. I fell off that table once. It was your show. Was it your show? Yeah, I think it was your show. I fell off the table into Sean.
And you
Sean
never
was
stopped
playing
playing.
drums.
You were like, ooh, but you kept playing. It was amazing. It was amazing.
I was
And that's
caught
why
up
I
there.
say all the time.
Sean's girlfriend caught me in a.
But you know, I say all the time, like, you know, yeah, there's these big bombastic shows, to your point, you know, where there's millions of dollars being put into production. And okay, that's cool. And I've seen very few of those level of shows. I get off more on the shows that I can go. I mean, especially when I was first living back here, and I used to always say, the people that you can see right down in the village for $5, $10 can outsing any of these people that are out here on these tours selling out arenas. And I used to get so incensed, you know, when I would hear the voices that I could hear for $5 down in the village, but they don't have some mainstream notoriety. And then you've got these people that are like, you know, phoning it in or auto-tuned or lip syncing.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
Of a bunch of you know, dancers who I hope get paid. Talking about the Super Bowl, these dancers not getting paid and people and all that stuff.
Don't even get me started on that whole shebang, shenanigans. I mean, I was glad to see. I love me some Mary J. Blige. I ain't gonna lie. I love you.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. She came. First of all, she's getting no older. Second of all, she came with it. She came for merriness. And I didn't watch it closely. I have to watch it again. I don't really watch it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, these days I've been about the completely live moment experience too, which has also been I've been providing the art that I've been doing right on YouTube, right? Just not on YouTube, on what are we on? Instagram. Just scroll down. I've been just trying to create things in the moment and just be you know, spontaneous and those are going to lead to other things. So you're seeing a process.
Oh yeah.
Put some of those things and bring it back out and loop them and maybe send some things to friends. I've been sending things to friends. But yeah. So I didn't watch it, but I did watch part of that show, and it was a good show. The halftime show.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game for my own, you know, personal political reasons, but I did go back and watch the show, the performances on YouTube, and you know, when Fitty came in and all that, you know, it's just like what? But yeah, Mary, I love Mary J. Just adore her, and her journey. She's another one that, you know, she's just full frontal honesty, and she tells you exactly what she's going through, and she sings right through that. So I've always loved that about her. But in any case, we are at 6:30, and I just, you know, anything else you want to let us know that's coming up, or where we can like look for just follow you, support you any which way. Satellite Jones, thank you for the shout out, my brother. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I saw
share
that.
or
Great comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just look, I'm trying to, since the pandemic, I was like, I'm going to disappear if I don't get on social media. So I'm trying to, get on social media in ways that I haven't before, just because, it's always a little scary to just be out there. And as I said, posting, nobody wants to see pictures of me or
Yes,
whatever.
you do.
I'm doing it. It's fine. I heard that Lincoln and Frederick Douglass had a thing with photographs. They wanted to make sure that they were documented in history to tell that part of the story. So, anybody who identifies with what I'm doing, who I am, I want to see that there's some other spacey, crazy brother out there who's just doing stuff and trying to be an artist to the fullest. And in hundreds of years, thousands of years, maybe these bites will come up and somebody will find it and be like, who's that weird brother with the beard? And that's inspirational. And I think that'll be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
So I'm on social media. So I'm on social media now. So if follow me, find me if you want.
Yeah.
I'm trying to artsy and fun and
I'll make sure I tag you on this. So this will archive once we're done. Hopefully, if all goes well, there's a Mercury retrograde. I don't know, but this will archive immediately to my Instagram, and then by tomorrow or Sunday, I'll be able to save it to my YouTube channel. I did learn how to do that, so I did make use of this time as well, being home. I taught myself how to use YouTube, and still things to learn. But it's been great learning curve for me. So it'll archive to my YouTube channel, and and I'll make sure I link, all the things that you're up to, your SoundCloud account and your iTunes channel and your YouTube channel to the page bio as well. And I can't wait to see you guys in person.
Yeah,
to see you at Intrify.
I'm just trying to get some. I'm trying to build my followers. Trying to build some. People who are interested in my art and interested in sharing beauty and so that so I can advertise to you when I'm doing things.
Hey man, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. So listen, stay beautiful, stay safe, stay strong, stay in your element in the universe. I love all of that. And thank you for doing this. Thank you for taking the time and being down.
Thank you. No,
I miss performing with you. I don't know. I've been thinking about maybe I could just do some acoustic stuff. I don't know. I miss it. I miss it a lot.
I've been thinking about things too. I've been thinking about, I have to call people. I know Howard, I got to call. Howard's on. I got to call because we talked about something.
Howard.
Paula. I just feel like these people, I look at these people, they're already out there busy. I'm like, oh man, now I need to catch up. And
yeah, Howard started a new project too. I can't remember the name of it right now, but Howard's got a new project, a drummer. So people are doing things, they're figuring it out.
Figuring it out.
And so we will too. Well, hopefully, if you guys have your next gig, even if it's in Brooklyn, when it gets a little warmer, I'll venture out to Brooklyn.
All right,
I'll make
no problem. I'm telling you, I'm the one. I love I'm afraid. I can't leave my home now. No, I'm leaving my home, but I understand if you don't want to come from Harlem to Brooklyn. I understand.
When it gets warmer, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, but yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, thank you, Jerome. We are going to see each other in person really soon somehow. And no, I appreciate you so much. I do.
I appreciate you too. I love you.
I love you too. Yeah. Yes. Have a great birthday tomorrow. Have a great birthday gig. Enjoy it however you deem, enjoyable if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Do you see the little X to X out?
I do.
No. Okay.
Do we count to 3?
Right.
For people. You're like,
bye, Jerome. Oh, that was Jerome Jordan. Okay. Oh my God, the amazing Jerome Jordan. Okay. How great is he? Come on, support Jerome Jordan. When I share this and I save this, I will make sure I tag Jerome's pages so you guys can follow him and go listen to some of his music that he has on his Instagram page. And wait, he's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna go back and find that picture of him as oh wait. Adorable. And just one more time, because you guys got to understand, I love performing with Jerome. You know, throughout the years with Sugar. That's us at the Apollo Music Cafe. That was actually on my birthday in 2011. 2011, yeah. And we just, you know, had such a great connection on stage and just so much fun together. But yeah, so listen, it is Friday. I've been off the last 2 days from my office and just enjoying my time home with myself and just, yeah, loving life and taking it one day at a time. That's all we can do. So stay healthy, stay safe, stay kind. I don't have a guest lined up as yet for next week, but when I do, you'll know about it. And thanks for watching. Please, again, support Jerome Jordan, the Black Yacht Rock Club, and go buy his single, which the link is in my bio, in my link tree. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.